This is MLP by Margaritaville in San Clemente, California, as the third and final destination for Major League Pickleball Season 2. America's top pickleball players will be on display in a one-of-a-kind team format for the finals, and we are so thrilled to have you with us at the beautiful Lifetime Athletic Country Club of San Clemente, nestled in the rolling hills of Southern California, just a few miles inland from the Pacific Ocean. Hello, everybody, alongside coach and two-time title-winning GM of the SoCal Hard Eights, gracing us with his presence this morning, Adam Stone, and one of the top voices in pickleball, Cameron Irwin, in the booth with you, Michelle McMahon in here as well, and current female pro Cameron Blackwood will join us from the sideline as we get you set for our first Challenger level final of Season 2. Cameron, let's begin with the St. Louis Shock. Your eyes are on the mixed doubles strategy for this one as we see the ladies on display there, and that will come into play because the Shock won the toss and chose to react. What are you looking for in the mixed doubles department?
What I saw yesterday from the St. Louis Shock was outstanding play by both of their women, Judith Castillo as well as Jeannie Arroquina. However, I'm looking to the mixed doubles lineup as they have made some adjustments in Season 2 in terms of the direction and who's playing with who. So you'll get a chance now to see Jeannie Arroquina play alongside Martin Emmerich, while Judith Castillo will be playing alongside Rob Nunnery. I think that is a major bonus for them as they head into this final.
And there's a good look at Jeannie Arroquina, as you mentioned. And Adam, we turn our attention to the SoCal Hard Eights next. You're looking like a genius, my friend, for the third and fourth round selections with CJ Klinger and Todd Fote. We'll obviously be playing women's doubles first prior to joining the men's doubles action after that. What has been their contribution to this team in addition to Jana Newell and Eva Radzikowska?
Well, we have such known commodities in those two ladies. Eva Radzikowska has won 4 of the last 5 MLPs. Jana Newell was competing in the PPA year-end championships this past weekend in singles and doubles. And then we have back-to-back MVPs in CJ Klinger, but our 4th round pick, Todd Fote, has been the glue for this team. He is a very calm presence. He's got all the shots, all the consistency, so I'm looking for him to play big today.
44 years old, Eva Radzikowska, and still going strong, and that's one of the best parts about Major League Pickleball, especially with the challenger level as well. And we are getting a front row seat to some of the best. Jana Newell has had a sensational season this year on the PPA Tour as well. This is the format. If you're new here, welcome. We're so thrilled to have you with us. We will go 4 games per match and a 5th if we must. We'll explain that when we get there. It is a singles format. This is rally scoring. Games to 21, you must win by 2 and on your serve. That's the key distinction there. The Dream Breaker, as I mentioned, that's the singles format. That is the 5th tie-breaking game if we need it. And video challenges. Each team gets 3 free video challenges per match. If they are incorrect with the usage of those, they will lose the timeout and the challenge. We will explain all the nuances as we get there. But St. Louis Shock, they have their hands full against the defending champs, the 2-time defending champs, the SoCal Hard Eights. There's Rob Nunnery. He was the #1 overall draft selection for the St. Louis Shock. So when it comes to the ladies, any X factors you're looking out for on the side of St. Louis, since they match up with a tough Jana Newell and Radzikowska?
One of the things I love from Judith Castillo is she's great from the baseline in terms of her power output. However, I'm going to be looking for Jeannie Arroquina and her ability to find her 3rd shot drop. She is notorious. When it is on, and I would love to see her really firing from that backhand side with her 3rd shot drop. So watch for that.
We'll keep a lookout for that. Judith Castillo made it to the PPA Finals this weekend in women's singles. Top 8 in the world in that category. Man, she has had a strong rise in the sport. And she will kick us off with first serve over to Eva Radzikowska, who's playing the right side, and Jana Newell on the left.
Yeah, and it is a slight switch here. So the ladies have been going back and forth a little bit for the Hard Eights. Jana Newell has played a majority of Season 2 MLP on the right side. Decided to switch it up for this one.
We'll know more on that in just a moment.
Game 1, time in, 0-0.
Jana Newell on the left looking good so far. You're holding out on strategy, are you?
Oh, no. I would never do such a thing. But I'll tell you.
Care to elaborate?
I'll elaborate on Jana Newell pound for pound, probably the most power in the sport.
Clean play for the hard eights, and Yana Newell looking good on that left side.
Well, and you talked about it, pound for pound, some of the best power, that put-away power on the overhead, phenomenal from Yana Newell, but something to pay attention to. Definitely a good side, bad side this morning. The sun shining down on the side of the SoCal hard eights right now. It's going to create some issues, maybe a little bit more patience on their side, not taking the ball at height on the volleys as often. Maybe let that ball bounce and lower their eye level to find a little bit more of a consistency there.
We'll change ends on 11, and that's a nice ball from Yana Newell. So the sides and ends, rather, with the advantages and disadvantages, both teams will have to play through it each game.
Side out, point 2.
Nice roll from Irakina, one of the better ones on that backhand side, as Yana Newell late getting to the kitchen line, but absolutely right. Different strategies when the elements are in play, and the sun and shadows are definitely in play in this one.
And it's interesting, with Yana being on the left, she utilized a little bit more that one-hand backhand slice and can take that two-hand backhand roll out of the air from Jeannie Arokina instead of letting it get away, whereas the opposite. Whereas for Radzikowska, she utilizes a two-hand backhand roll as well. So that would have been an interesting cross-court battle, but I think you win the court position battle with Yana Newell on the left. Was that the thought, Adam Stone?
Well, it's definitely was more of an us situation than kind of lining up specifically against this team, and I'll elaborate further after this point. Nice call off there from Newell, but really, yes, Radzikowska with that cross-court roll backhand is great, but the issue is at accelerated age, the footwork isn't quite as clean for Radzikowska, even though she has the length. Yana Newell's movement is one of the main reasons we decided to put her on the left.
Radzikowska grabs that one down the line. To your point on Yana Newell, grabbed in the second round, the 16th pick. She's one of the best women in the world in women's doubles. She made it to the PPA Finals in doubles and deserves that notoriety and credit. I think you got a steal in the second round in all of your draft picks, Adam.
Love the location there from Yana Newell. You can just see a heads-up play, great control on the backhand side. She gets pushed off the line, but has control of the pace of the ball coming off her paddle to be able to get back to a point of advantage at the kitchen.
Yana Newell putting on a clinic on the left side.
Yeah, I think the word is probably flabbergasted. for Eva being available at the 10 pick and Yana being available at the 14 pick, Tim Parks, co-manager, or co-GM with myself, we were just shocked to get both of those ladies and very, very happy to get each one of them.
Who has the final say as co-GM, you or Tim Parks?
9-4.
You wear the pants in this relationship.
Yeah, but they, I mean, I tell you what, the Hard Eights, it's pretty much well known now that one of the best ownership groups out there, Tim Parks, Rick Chan, and a couple others just really treat their players properly, and it's just a good vibe for the Eights.
We can tell that investment has paid off this season. A perfect season. They are unbeaten. The SoCal Hard Eights have not lost, and they have 2 titles this season, looking for a third to complete the hat trick, and we will have an end change if the SoCal Hard Eights get to 11 first here.
That's a good pattern for Judith Castillo, that cross-court rolling ball. Again, just a little bit less comfortability on the side of Radzikowska. Moving to that right doesn't mean that she's not capable. She has less responsibility. However, Judith Castillo, a great mover on the right.
I like the idea there from Jana Newell. I think it would have worked. Clipped the tape, though, on the drop volley attempt. Yeah, and for Eva, for me, it's more the decision whether to dink or to attack. Just missed wide, as Eva certainly very capable with the soft stuff and the dinking, but not known as one of those players that really likes to grind it out. So her picking her spots when to be aggressive will be a huge factor throughout this match.
St. Louis pulls back within one.
Whereas the opposite, where Judith is feeling pretty comfortable in some of those extended dink rallies, especially with that forehand side. Just kind of like a brick wall over there.
What a shot from Irakina, pulling it wide.
Yeah, incredible roll, and definitely the more offensive-minded of the two St. Louis Shock players. She can really pull triggers with aggressive dinks or offensive shots from a lot of different positions.
What a finish. Blue skies here in San Clemente, California. It is perfect playing conditions outside of the sun in your eyes, maybe on the side of the St. Louis Shock now. 67 degrees though and sunny. Irakina goes wide, and how are the conditions maybe impacting this one as far as the sun goes, Cam?
Yeah, so that far side is definitely going to be tough on the side of the St. Louis Shock. I've played on these courts in the early morning hours, and it can definitely be a daunting task. It almost feels like at times you're playing a third opponent.
Great, sorry, Cam, to interrupt, but a great shot from Jana Newell, and you're exactly right, Cam. From my playing perspective, first volleys off of drives and initial attacks from your opponent are very hard to read when the sun is in your face.
On that point was a perfect example. You saw the drive from the SoCal Hard Eights, the extension from Irakina, and then that first volley, it was a little miss-hit, so definitely something to pay attention to on the side of the Shock.
The net goes Jana Newell. At what point would you consider a side change between Newell and Radzikowska, or is this the strategy all the way through?
Yeah, obviously very flexible, and I do not think that they are at a point that they're going to switch. And the fact that this game is 13-13, they're probably not going to get a gap in score where they would make the switch in this match, even though it would be very comfortable.
What a shot from Eva Radzikowska. The ATP on full sprint. Unbelievable.
44 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Incredible.
Heard the Vamos call from Judith Castillo.
Oh, and we're going to have a challenge here as Judith reacted instantly after that big forehand overhead.
Referee timeout.
And a 2-point lead back on the side of the SoCal Hard Eights. We'll be right back.
With the rally stands 15-13, SoCal Hard Eight serving.
Was called out. Judith Castillo challenged it for the St. Louis Shock. It was ruled out, so an incorrect challenge means they lose one of their 3 free ones for the Shock.
Pushed off the line. That's one of the biggest challenges when you're up at the kitchen, trying to decide how far in you should reach and volley that ball versus taking that back step off.
Nice pressure from the ace from the kitchen line. Judith Castillo leaving that initial third shot too high. Ace making her pay.
Good coverage from Radzikowska stepping over to the left.
Yeah, that was a hectic, chaotic point. And man, talk about a seamless transition with Jana Newell coming over to poach Eva right where she needed to be.
Eugenie Iroquina buries it cross court.
So impressive on the last 2 plays from Jeannie Iroquina. That first ball coming her direction on the drive, she is fully swinging on the counter.
So much length to her game. Judith Castillo rolls that one flawlessly through the middle.
Love that shot. The one-hand backhand, a bit of a poke there and press in.
What a play from Jana Newell, a couple of times backed up off the kitchen. Found a way to recover.
That's right, and Jeannie Iroquina, I'll tell you what, she can really maneuver the ball at the kitchen line and get these players at the full stretch. Really impressed with that roll from her.
Talk Talk about a stretch, looking like Gumby right there, fully onto the right side. And to her point, again, it was really, it's that two-hand backhand roll. I wonder if they instead, during transition, try to find her forehand side. Maybe she's a little less comfortable there.
Yeah, I think middle is a decent play at the back of the court and at the kitchen line against the St. Louis Shock team, as I believe Vida Castillo prefers the forehand, and of course the opposite for Gina Irakina.
St. Louis will call the timeout here, trailing by 2, and this one has been close all the way through. 2 more points for the SoCal Hard Eights to claim a 1-0 series lead on St. Louis. What do they need to do in these final points to close it out strong?
It's all about execution. I've really liked the game plan. Jeannie has had some very nice offensive shots, and that's part of the deal when you play her. No big deal. Stick with it. Get yourself to the kitchen. If they are back, keep them back and get yourself to the kitchen if you are back, and just nice, consistent play, some middle dinks, and then wait for that well-timed aggression that we're all looking for.
What I've been really impressed with from the SoCal Hard Eights is the play of Jana Newell. She's turned a lot of defensive plays into offensive plays and quickly strikes back, and they have been very efficient in terms of her being able to point score. Really impressive on that left side, and again, we talked about her foot speed. Well, it has been on full display throughout this game.
Sure has, and Jana Newell, to me, has taken so many strides, especially this season. Committed to pickleball full-time this year, and it's shown, making it all the way to the PPA Finals in both women's singles and doubles. Still somehow at the challenger level, which is crazy.
Time in, 19-17.
Vida Castillo took over the point on the right side.
But you can see even the SoCal Hard Eights almost sending every drop to the middle of the court.
Oh, a gimme.
Yeah, that's one you got to make, obviously, for Eva Radzikowska, but going for the inside-out angle and a slight miss hit off her paddle.
19-all. A must-win point situation. Jana Newell buries it.
Love the way Jana Newell fully came across on that backhand side, able to quickly come back and cover middle. Look at this. Full send, gets her right foot all the way to the center line.
Game point for the Hard Eights. Oh no. Into the net goes Radzikowska. That's twice now of some key misses for her.
I love that one. The previous one was a miss hit. That one just clipped the tape. I like what happened there. No worries with that decision from Eva.
Oh, what a play from Irakina. Jana Newell only almost got her hands on it. Now game point for St. Louis.
21-20.
Saves the point once again off the left cord. Jana Newell has had to be so defensive on some of those dinks. A few pop-ups, and Vida Castillo with a beautiful attack, but a little luck on the side of the SoCal Hard Eights.
Oh, what a shot from Castillo.
They continue to work that cross-court dink battle. I believe that goes in favor of Castillo there, like we talked about early in this game. That forehand to forehand working in her direction.
22-21.
And the game point for the Shock. missed it. And the SoCal Hard Eight still alive, 22 all.
Yeah, that's a couple times she's hooked that ball just a little too far, trying to attack the body of Radzikowska. And my goodness, we are in a battle, ladies.
22-22.
Yana Newell gets game point back on the side of the Hard Eights.
Impressive play there from Eva Radzikowska. From the baseline, she attacks line to line, then helps out Yana Newell through the middle with the backhand.
23-22. Side out.
Like Cora not in favor of the Hard Eights that time.
23-23.
I don't think she let it go. I think she missed it. Thank goodness for missing that ball. Everett, look, you can see the smile on her face.
24-23.
Oh, it touched her. Oh my goodness.
What a wild end to that point. Let's have a closer look.
24-24.
Oh, beautiful finish from Jeannie Irakina down the middle on the backhand side.
And I was wondering when you might see that two-hand backhand roll off the bounce. This is perfect timing right at the end of a game.
Wow, what pressure from Yana Newell. That one looked like it was going in favor of the Shock to start the point.
I'm sweating in the booth, ladies. My goodness, this is intense, but I mean, just incredible shot making from all four players in the tight moments of a match. So good.
She missed it. Irakina goes long, and the SoCal Hard Eights recover another game point.
And it was just enough out of her reach that she couldn't get that great topspin that she usually gets. She ends up hitting more of a flat ball, and it sails long. I think she wants to take a look at it on review.
And remember, they've already used one challenge for St. Louis. If they use this one and are incorrect, they would then be down to one free challenge. And that's a big deal because we still have at least 2 more games to go, maybe 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, and in real time, which is, you know, not near as good as the replay view, I did think it sailed long.
Well, Eagle Eyes, you've been 2 for 2 so far on the tournament, at least with me, so I'm trusting your vantage point there.
I trust me.
Let's go.
But it is interesting because, oh, so they haven't even decided yet.
Let's go.
Vicky Ryan, the referee, just letting the ladies know that they need to play.
That ball looks out.
Yep, I would not challenge that if I were St. Louis. Thank you, Eagle Eyes.
26-25.
And another game point for the Hard Eights. Yana Newell closes out game 1 on the overhead punch, and the Hard Eights, the unbeaten Hard Eights, on top 1-0 against St. Louis.
So impressive off the paddle of Yana Newell. She had been in a defensive position for most of that game, turning defense into offense. This time she strikes first with the offense, and it pays off with the 27th point.
Well, out come the men. Rob Nunnery, the #1 overall pick at the challenger level, is up for the task, but he has his hands full with CJ Klinger on the left and Todd Fote on the right in the hot pink. We will be back to break down the matchup after this. Lifetime Athletic Country Club of San Clemente showing off for us today. 70 degrees and sunny here in Southern California. And guess what? The SoCal Hard Eights are representing their hometown. They are up 1-0 on the Shock as we check in now with the fourth member of our crew, Cameron Blackwood, who is with Jana Newell and Eva Radzikowska, who had to survive a tough game one.
Thanks, Mitch. We were just talking about it. We're all taking a big breath after that one. But coming down to the final points there, what were you and Eva discussing to make sure you took this first game?
What were we discussing, Eva? We were just trying to find every point. I mean, it's rally scoring MLP. You're so nervous. You know your opponents are nervous. So you just got to fight for every point and fight for every point.
Well, you did just that. And we were talking about how harsh the sun is over here, but it's also bad if you're on that side as well. Talk about the sun, how it's affecting both sides right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky, but, you know, it's the same conditions for both teams. I think once you get into the match, you don't think about it, you know. You just keep on focusing on one point at a time, and you don't let that get in the way of you playing.
Hard Eights take the first point in women's doubles. Mish, back to you.
Cameron, thanks. A big lead for the SoCal Hard Eights. And now we move on to the men's doubles game. So, Adam, we phrase this question to you. We talked about the third and fourth round draft picks of CJ Klinger and Todd Fote. Their stock certainly has risen through season 2. And we have 2 lefties and 2 righties. In this one, how does that change the complexity of the matchup?
Really, for me, it's the righties in front of the lefties. There's obviously many more righties in the game of pickleball. So when these lefties, when we get in these patterns at the kitchen line and these lefties decide to attack and also their counterattack. So when the right-handed players attack the lefties, they have to go to different spots. So it's dominant shoulder, dominant hip, and you got to switch that over. It's kind of a paradigm shift with the attacks and the patterns that you're going to get into. Which righty will handle that better, Rob Nunnery or Todd Fote, we'll have to see.
Well, and I'm looking at the lefties on the opposite side. The biggest view for me is going to be about Martin Emmerich. He has had so much development in 2023. However, I think there might be some room for Klinger and Fote to have some advantage. Working to his backhand side, he comes from the world of professional tennis. He can cut those volleys back down with some slice. I'm looking for him to get offensive potentially in maybe 2024, but can he do it in this match, finding some rolls?
We will see. That is the question. Couple of veterans on the St. Louis Shock against the youngsters of the SoCal Hard Eights. We will have first serve coming your way next in men's doubles. Clemente, one of the most luxurious homes of pickleball. Center court has an ocean view, and it is absolutely gorgeous here in Southern California. SoCal Hard Eights are looking to take a 2-0 edge on St. Louis, but they will have to get through the #1 overall pick at the challenger level, which is Rob Nunnery on the right side there with the blue armband on his right hand, and Martin Emmerich will be the first server. We do the Let's here in Major League Pickleball.
That's the carve I'm talking about from Martin Emmerich. It's a thing of beauty because he can really get some backspin on that ball on some of those dinks, but at some point he might have to turn and find some offense.
Long there, how can he do that?
Well, it's a little bit of a change of your grip also. So at times you kind of have to find a little different grip, maybe a little bit more continental. He's already sitting there, but it's also changing the direction of your wrist.
Saved the point with his defense and closed it with his offense.
And 3 points in, both teams are playing strong early. And yes, Todd Fote, one of the better players out here with rolling that backhand with pace and spin. Sometimes he gets a little carried away with it, but when he does it at the right time, it's a great weapon.
That's great execution from Martin Emmerich, recognizing the high dink and immediately flattening that ball out with an attack. And to finish the thought, I think it's more about where the paddle head goes, right? So a cut volley, you're going to have that paddle head high with some spin and trying to flick that ball. You're going to drop the paddle head down lower to create the top spin. So just a different angle that you have to have in pickleball versus tennis.
2-3.
Todd Fote, my goodness, incredible backhand roll after some very consistent dinking. And he has been on point with his decision-making early.
4-2.
Nice little poke there from CJ Klinger, getting real fired up and locked in. This young man has really grown leaps and bounds, and his intensity and demeanor is just so good out there.
17 years old, too.
Oh my, Rob did not even consider hitting that ball, and it lands 1 foot in, and he hits the ball back over, very frustrated, wondering how that dropped.
So much shape on that ball. That was well above the height of Rob's shoulder. I love the energy from CJ Klinger, immediately looking to Todd, giving the nice fist bump. They are finding offense in just about every way right now.
7-2.
Todd Fote flicks it once again. Heavy topspin.
That backhand side has just been unbelievable, reaching in and really even finding some flat speed ups, especially through the middle. I think he's about 3 for 3 in that regard.
Well, as good as a 17-year-old CJ Klinger is, Todd Fote has also chipped in here in game number 2 in men's doubles. A 6-point lead for the Hard Eights.
SoCal, 1 timeout remaining.
17-year-old CJ Klinger, a 2-time MVP award winner, looking for his 3rd title on season 2. Missed it just long there, down the middle.
And a change potentially for the St. Louis Shock. They might look a little bit more middle, but watch out, CJ Klinger just missing that speed up. He has the ability to find some offense on that forehand side.
Todd Fote with the Ernie tagging the left hip of Martin Emmerich. And yes, the Shock are phenomenal counterattackers, but they both do sit backhand heavy, and that has been an issue early in this match.
And there's the offense on the forehand side.
I mean, what do you do when they're good and they're lucky? It's just really firing on all cylinders right now from the 8s with some great play and some fortunate bounces as well.
CJ Klinger, hands of gold.
So impressive from CJ, getting attacked on the backhand side, coming up with an answer.
The 17-year-old is locked in. They take an 11-3 lead at the end change. We'll step aside too.
Is brought to you in part by OS Burst, the official sock of Major League Pickleball, and by Toyota Prius. It's ace now.
Look at that view from San Clemente, California. Gorgeous coastal city here in Southern California. We're spoiled at the Lifetime Athletic Country Club. The St. Louis Shock are looking for answers. Which should those maybe solutions be?
Well, one thing is it was a full-on offensive barrage from the 8s, and now the Shock are on the good side. So maybe they can be more on those initial counters. But right now, 8s.
I think one of the areas that they need to be on for those initial counters is actually through the middle. Todd Fote, we mentioned it, had, I believe now about 4 balls. He's flattened out and kind of poked back to the middle. So watch for Rob Nunnery or Emmerich to try and find a little bit more of their forehand through the middle on the counter.
Yeah, and already two loose airs over there from the 8s right after the end change, and possibly St. Louis stepping up and being more offensive with their opponents looking into the sun.
Todd Fote creates some offense with the finish down the line.
And right when Cam says maybe they should target the middle, Todd Fote switches up his spot and goes line right back behind Martin Emmerich.
12-5.
Chestnut checkers.
The ball to the middle.
Yeah, that's right. Even the soft stuff as well. Emmerich loves that carve, as Cam mentioned. Find that forehand if you can. Great job by Rob Nunnery. Getting underneath that ball, getting a lot of topspin. Todd Fote coming in hot, looking to put pressure, but with the spin of Rob Nunnery, almost impossible. Yeah, bad luck as it clips off the tape, but my goodness, the defensive hands of CJ Klinger are absolutely unreal.
14-6.
He really hadn't been attacked a lot in the first half of this game, and then all of a sudden Rob Nunnery started to find some offense, but CJ Klinger, having not been attacked, still able to find his forehand and backhand defensive counters. Same speed up through the middle, and Rob Nunnery getting somewhat caught on that right hip. He gets the ball back, but there's not much pace on it.
15-7. Side out, point.
Nice ball from Rob Nunnery again. Pretty much a similar situation to a couple points ago, catching Todd Fote, looking to be offensive from the midcourt.
8-15.
Long for Klinger.
We saw this yesterday from Rob Nunnery. He has the ability to run off some points, starts to kind of get a little bit more energy and offensive minded in the second half. I saw him run off 6 straight points in yesterday's play-in to this final.
9-15.
Nice spot from Todd Fote.
16.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Rob Nunnery, really, when he came on the scene, he had great hands and great speed ups. He's become much more of a well-rounded player, but that little devil in the back of his mind always wants to be offensive, I promise you.
Side out, point.
Right now, he continues to stare down the other side of the net every single time they win a point.
10-16.
And some real emotion there from Martin Emmerich, who really thrives on that. All the times I've seen him play, always has an outburst or two to get himself and his partner pumped up.
And a second missed ding from CJ Klinger. Those are going to be emotional moments for Emmerich. You can see it with the fist pump, especially winning points when he's not able to find a ton of offense there.
St. Louis closing the gap, trailing by just 4. And what a run. And some key adjustments on the side of Nunnery and Emmerich. 38 years old, a couple of veterans in the sport. And no panic to their side right now. If you're the SoCal Hard Eights, what are you discussing on your side?
Well, it was nice to see right after CJ missed that last dink, little frustration, kind of threw his hands up. Todd walked right over to him, had a couple words. They took the timeout. I think that was the right decision. So really, I just think it's been a little bit more balanced game for St. Louis. They came out early, just really looking to be consistent and kind of see what the Eights were going to do. Now they've balanced out that good, consistent play with some speed ups, and I think that's probably the happy place for the St. Louis Shock.
Well, good news for all pickleball fans. Tennis Channel and the PPA have teamed up to bring you Pickleball TV. It's a brand new 24/7 network dedicated exclusively to the sport that you love. Tune in for live tournaments, plus instructional, lifestyle, and other original programming. Watch now on pickleballtv.com. And we are so thrilled to all be launching this incredible TV network with all of you. Finally, one place to catch all of your pickleball content.
12-16.
Best in the world. Here's Martin Emmerich looking to continue a run for the Shock.
Tough loose soft air there from Rod Nunnery after a pretty quality run, but more third shot drives and more speed ups from the kitchen from St. Louis on the good side. It makes a lot of sense.
Side out, point 13.
Go back to the baseline yet again with a ball off a missed third this time from the SoCal Hard Eights.
What a point for St. Louis. Emmerich and Nunnery fighting off the fire.
And Rob Nunnery, we talked about it, sitting a little bit more backhand heavy. They've been attacking the middle. So what does Rob Nunnery do? Instead of finding the forehand, he just shades more to the center line. Still countering with that backhand.
What a backhand shot from CJ Klinger, speeding it up from an unsuspecting spot.
Yeah, not easy to get it to the forehand of Rob Nunnery from where he was attacking from. Don't believe he had tried that two-handed attack off the bounce yet. Nice job from CJ.
Todd Fote goes off with the kitchen.
Just incredible combination, just so patient, waits for a ball just 1 or 2 inches high enough, and it's a pretty quality initial attack, but incredible on the second ball to be on it after a pretty good counter from the Shock.
19-14.
Rob Nunnery finding the body of Todd Fote. Again, Rob has got to make sure that he stays offensive here. As much as you want to settle into some points and extend these as the score is 15-19, you still have to have that aggressive personality to be able to create some offense, just like there.
Yeah, nice forehand drive. Seen him, as I mentioned before, looking at a lot, and a couple loose first volleys from the Eights. No question. One poor first volley and one very good one from Todd Fote, and unfortunately for the Shock, trading points is not going to get it done at this point.
20-16.
Game point for the Hard Eights. Just shy of the third shot drop for CJ Klinger. St. Louis survives one.
17-20.
That's a great move from Emmerich. I like the drive, and he was right where he needed to be. Just weathered the storm from the 8s nicely, and they're going to be rewarded with another game point.
20-17.
It's a heavy arm from Emmerich, but the SoCal Hard Eights will take the second, 21-17, and the defending champs, they're one game away from completing the trifecta of titles.
Just a complete win from the SoCal Hard Eights in that game. I think what was most impressive is that both CJ Klinger and Todd Fote came away with some great offensive and defensive opportunities. It truly was both the right side and the left side playing equally in the SoCal Hard Eights side.
Yeah, St. Louis Shock played much better in the heart and the end of that match. Just the early deficit too much to overcome.
So now we turn to mixed doubles. This is what Cameron Irwin was talking about at the top of the broadcast. We'll see how this shakes out. Cameron Blackwood will join us next for post-game reaction with CJ Klinger and Todd Fote as they head into mixed. These guys are invested in this team, and it is shown and paid off. A 2-0 lead for the SoCal Hard Eights off a big men's doubles win. CJ Klinger and Todd Fote. Good news, CJ Klinger has his sunglasses on. He's ready for the interview, and the defending champs stand one game away from winning their third straight title. Cameron Blackwood with the boys now.
Thanks, Mish. Todd, I'm going to come to you first. You were just playing lights out there. Your backhand flick was just creating so many problems. But why was it the change of direction that was so key against the 2 forehands on the other side?
Yeah, that backhand flick is my favorite shot. Yeah, so I kept dinking it out wide there and looking for it, and it was there a few times, and happy to come away with the win. That win was for Carter and Luke in the stands.
There you go. And you had an incredible year already so far, but you said you're most excited for this one today. Why is that?
It's the grand finale. We're going to try to go undefeated all year.
And is it hard at all when you're coming up to have, you know, like we said, 2 forehands in the middle, but you also have 2 forehands in the middle on this side? How does that change the patterns?
Yeah, just slightly different spots that you're trying to attack people. But there's a lot of lefties out there now. It used to be just 1 or 2, but we're pretty used to playing lefties now. No big deal.
Hard Eights go up 2-0. We're heading into mix right after this. Mish.
Cameron, thanks. To mixed doubles we go, and this is where our theme comes full circle as Cameron Irwin talked about what she was looking for with the St. Louis Shock, mixing things up this season when it came to mixed doubles. And of course, the Shock won the coin toss, which means they got to choose the matchup in mixed doubles, which Todd Fote, obviously, matching up against the team for the St. Louis Shock. So, okay, Hard Eights had to put their team out first. Todd Fote and Jana Newell. And so the St. Louis Shock countered that with Martin Emmerich matching up against, or sorry, playing with Jeannie Iroquina. What do we think about this strategy here, guys?
It's a little interesting to me that Rob Nunnery chose to not go out in this as it is a must-win situation. So Martin Emmerich going out, but this is one of the change-ups. Typically, you'd see Martin Emmerich playing alongside Judith Castillo, but this is the switch with Jeannie Iroquina playing alongside. So this is a unique matchup for sure.
Yeah, and Newell and Fote like to go out first when they can. So that's been a bit of a pattern just from a comfort and the preference, a little less strategically, obviously, when we're throwing out our team first. But, yeah, Iroquina and Emmerich, a very quality team. And I would say 1A, 1B, even though I would consider Nunnery and Judith to be slightly better team on paper.
We will see how Todd Fote fares against Lefty on the other side and get you back out to first serve for our first of potentially 2 mixed doubles games. You're watching the Major League Pickleball Season 2 Finals at the Challenger level at the gorgeous facilities of the Lifetime Athletic Country Club of San Clemente. Are you kidding me? Look at these views. Unbelievable accommodations for Major League Pickleball as we round out the 2023 season right here at the Challenger level. Once again, thrilled to be with you. Cameron Irwin, Adam Stone, and Michelle McMahon in the booth. Cameron Blackwood on the sideline. This is our first mixed doubles game of this matchup. The SoCal Hard Eights could clean this up in 3, but they have to get through a tough Jeannie Iroquina and Martin Emmerich to do that. We talked a lot about the lefty situation going on with the St. Louis Shock. What else are you looking out for?
Well, St. Louis obviously has to win both. So I know that Rob Nunnery and Judith Castillo is that 1A team like I mentioned, but they must like something right here and also in the other matchup with CJ Klinger and Eva Radzikowska, because as I mentioned, you must win both. 1 out of 2 is not going to get it done for the Shock.
Well, earlier in this tournament, in the playoffs, Jeannie Iroquina got a little spicy, Cameron Irwin. I believe you were on the call for this one. This was at the conclusion of the BLQK matchup where Jeannie Iroquina and Martin Emmerich closed out the match. A little teardrop signal from Jeannie Iroquina over to Tina Pisnik at the conclusion of this one.
And an aggressive couple handshakes there from Jeannie Iroquina as
And
well.
she's actually, I think it was more directed at Rob Cassidy there as she looked and said hello to Tina and then looked right at Rob and pointed to him after that. So Love it. I think this matchup is really going to be fun to watch because you have the ladies playing head-to-head and the fellas playing head-to-head. Jeannie Arokina could have a really nice setup cross-court to get Emmerich involved against Todd Fote. Something to watch out for in this matchup.
Good pressure right away from Todd Fote.
Yeah, his control of the kitchen line is really good stuff. Great lateral mover up there.
And Jeannie's going to be put in somewhat of a tough situation, trying to decide attack up the line or roll cross court. She can find some offense both directions.
Nice combination from Jana Newell. And another thing for Jana is she's got to be careful getting too far off the kitchen line. She needs to give Todd Fote room, but sometimes she gets stuck back there.
And that's the combination that I think, if there's adjustment on the side of the St. Louis Shock, could work in their favor. Martin just has to sit a little bit more forehand. Yikes. Ouch.
Yes. It's a great move. Jana Newell almost there waiting for it. Missed hit the ball, definitely going long, but nothing Arokina can do. No way to get out. I mean, that is absolutely disgusting from Todd Fote. He puts the dink back behind Emmerich and then rolls a ball from mid-shin into the right shoulder of Arokina.
Oh, and a missed overhead chance from Emmerich. SoCal survives the point.
I love that he took a check down, let that ball bounce on the initial high lob, put some pressure on, but I think that ball could have potentially been going out of bounds.
6-1.
Indecision causing the issue.
Todd Fote lights up the middle once again.
Yeah, and the ladies with a quick exchange and full swings. And then Todd Fote finishing like he has been doing throughout men's doubles and early in this mixed match.
Seven, 1.
Jeannie Arokina finds the opening.
Yeah, Jeannie staying really steady up at the kitchen. Doesn't feel like she has to back up to get a little bit more time on some of her reactions. Creates an alley up the line.
Yeah, and I liked it from Jana. It was just too good on the counter from Jeannie on that previous point.
Side out, point 8.
So what was that? That was a missed return and a miss serve back-to-back. Friendly game. Christmas come early.
It is the holiday season.
Point.
That's a great job from Jana. Putting that ball to the middle or to Arokina, forcing Emmerich to come over and take it with the lefty forehand, then putting it soft back behind him.
SoCal Heartaches are on top by 6 points in 2 games, and they're in the closing stretch of taking yet another title. We'll be right back to see if St. Louis can rally. SoCal Heart Eights looking to close out the Season 2 championship in 3.
9-3.
Yana Newell and Todd Fote be the team to do it.
Side out.
Nice slice from Emmerich. Ball hitting the court and taking off, throwing it out of the
4-9.
contact point of Yana Newell. That's a hot toddy right there. The roll on the backhand and the slap put away power. Mixed doubles perfection.
10-4.
Good dig from Newell, but Emmerich was all over the pop-up
Side
chance.
out. Point
And he
5.
created that nice location right in the middle, causing some communication.
5-10.
Oh man, Martin defended it so well and got just what he wanted on the forehand side. Couldn't get it over. And it was interesting, he almost attacked the ATP defense there. He moved forward into the court, very interesting.
Former tennis pro looking for something, anything to stay alive in this match against the SoCal Heart Eights. The SoCal Heart Eights have been the team to beat in the challenger level, but they haven't been beat. That's the problem. They're the only undefeated team this season at a perfect 10-0. They are looking to complete the perfect season here today against the St. Louis Shock in the Season 2 finals of San Clemente. And they're also on the good side, we should point out, in the closing stretch here in game number 3.
Yeah, always nice to change ends with a lead when you started on the bad side, no question.
11-5. Set out, point 6. 6-11.
Beautiful volley from Yana Newell. Love that instead of dropping that paddle head to create spin, she flattens it out, uses her extension, and really finds a great angled volley.
Yeah, nice court coverage from Emmerich, kind of going with a mid-paced attack and then able to cover his backside on the backhand well. So good as Yana Newell closes the gap and then her partner finishes the deal. As I mentioned, this complementary pickleball, especially in mixed doubles, just so on point for the eights. Wow. Great point, and so fluid, really, from both teams along the kitchen line. Martin Emmerich's ATP defense is world-class in his last 2 attempts.
It's like poetry in motion from Jana Newell. She played that point completely locked in.
Side out, point
A little bit too extended. But I just love the fact that she actually maintains her posture as she travels through the transition zone. Legs really loaded.
Nice slippery inside out from Todd Fote, able to get it to the left hip of Jeannie Irakina, who was loading up forehand. Really good spot from Todd.
15-8.
Heavy arm from Martin Emmerich, former tennis pro. Made it all the way up to world number 35 in men's doubles on the ATP Tour. Heavy roll from Irakina to set up Emmerich on the finish.
And way to take advantage. That's where at the beginning of this mixed doubles match, I thought Jeannie might have just a slight advantage in terms of creating some opportunities.
Little run here for the St. Louis Shock.
Yeah, creeping back into it with some really nice play and a couple loose airs from the 8s.
Danger of rally scoring.
Nice inside out put away from Jana Newell. I'm not sure she wanted to hit it that close to the line, but definitely stayed in. Nice shot from her.
16-11.
Let cord bounce. Todd Fote will take it.
Yeah, that's a tough break. And, I said it in an earlier match. Just really locked in, playing well, and the bounce is going the 8's ways. 8's way.
17-11.
Just too much.
It's a solid ding from Jana Newell. Not easy because of the length of Jeannie Irakina to go line to line, but nonetheless keeps it just shallow enough.
And the Ernie finish for Jana Newell.
And her spot picking has been so good. She's gone for it twice, and she's literally been standing on the side of the court waiting for the dink from Irakina. Just great timing and anticipation from Jana Newell.
And a timeout called. A challenge will be called on the takeoff of the Ernie for Jana Newell.
Yeah, and this is a part of MLP where when you're playing a standard tournament, it's just you and your partner. Almost impossible to see a challenge on a footfall. But when you have GMs, coaches, and 2 other teammates on the sideline, they might have seen something on that Ernie from Jana.
All those Heart 8 fans in the house. The hot pink, you can't miss them. We'll take another look at what the football call is that is being challenged at the moment. Let's see. Take off.
Whoa, that is close. Oh my. I actually think she's just on it.
You do?
I think she's just on it.
I thought I saw a tiny sliver of blue.
I think
it might tell with her shoe color.
Yeah, I think it might be possibly a shadow from her shoe. But that is, my goodness, that is close.
Smart challenge by St. Louis.
That's a really tough Ernie. I mean, look at her contact point regardless right here. It ends up on her right shoulder. She's going with a backhand.
Look at that elbow.
That's a really difficult angle. And to avoid the net, look at how close her paddle is to actually contacting the top of the net.
Yeah, wild.
This is a tough one.
Yeah, we're never envious of these referees having to make these calls, but this one is extra special. Not a line call, a foot fault call, and here we go.
There's Courtney Johnson, the tracking referee, and here's Vicki Ryan.
After video review, the no call is overturned. There was a foot fault on the play.
3 for 3 today, Adam. Way to go.
I hate to do it against my squad, but, you know, you see what you see.
Honesty's the best policy here. Our secret is no longer safe with us. Let the truth be told.
12-18.
All right, 12-18. Looks a whole lot better than 19-11 for St. Louis. See if Martin Emmerich and Jeannie Irakina can find some magic here in Game 3. The title on the line. Oh, Jana Newell answers promptly with that forehand roll angle.
That was filthy from Jana Newell, just cuffing and carving that ball back cross court.
19-12.
Todd Fote gets another wet cord. He'll take it.
It's just nice pickleball from Todd Fote coming across, trusting his partner on the drop, and being able to poach off a drop.
Championship point for the SoCal Hard Eights, looking for a three-peat. Fitting that Todd Fote would put his closing touch on another championship. The SoCal Hard Eights, they did it again. They completed the perfect season. They win the championship in San Clemente.
Yeah, just so proud of the squad. I knew we drafted a very good team. I did not know it was this good. I have literally hardly been giving any strategic advice, just kind of keeping everyone even keel and letting the players play, and my goodness, have they played amazing throughout these 3 events.
I think what's so fun about this SoCal Hard Eights team is you think back to each event, and any given time, it was a different athlete that was really coming up clutch. You think of CJ Klinger back in Atlanta as well as in Dallas, and this weekend, Jana Newell stepped up, so did Todd Fote, and of course, ever the Rock, Eva Radzikowska.
The Hard Eights are your 2023 Season 2 Challenger champions.